The new Angel Hernandez has a name. It's CB Bucknor. He's been in the league for a long period of time. It's time. First inning, Dodgers Angels, 7 misses. It's embarrassing at this point. It's a really tough watch, guys. If you're watching this live, it doesn't feel like a big league game is being called, and this is pretty frequent. We'll show you how he did in last night's game. We'll show you the auditor score, the whole deal. You know it's bad when most broadcasters are told to take it a little bit easy on umps if you're an MLB or a team broadcaster, and everyone's like, yeah, we can't fake this. This is even too much for anybody else to deal with. So our buddy Steven Nelson's watching this like, yeah, right. So that one, both of those are called strikes. If you're looking at the screen right now, if you're listening to us podcast wise later on, I highly advise that you at least tune in for this segment. AJ, what am I looking at right now?
Listen, CB is a nice guy, and Kratz, he's a nice guy when you talk to him. But there has always been a thing about him in the league. When you see him on the list, you're like, boys, be careful today because it might not go exactly correct and just don't get run. So he'd have good games. He had bad games. Everyone has a bad day. CB's a nice guy, but he has been known to have a bad game or two. And last night was not a good game, first inning included, but it went all the way to the 9th inning. It wasn't like he got better. It just stayed the same, and everyone just gets used to it.
You do. And that is something that not to be a back in the day guy, but you get used to it. I heard an umpire once say Tim McClellan, when I first got into the big leagues, he's like, if I call the zone bigger early, guys start swinging. And then he said by the 5th, 6th inning, I shrink it. Guys are already aggressive. They're not just taking every borderline pitch. We're not in that day and age anymore. I don't think CB was trying to do this, but it's really concerning to me because Kendrick was out there like he doesn't throw 100 miles an hour. It's not like one of the pitches of the 7 that he missed in the first inning was from Shohei, who's throwing 100. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's too fast for you. Our boy was out there throwing 88, 89, sinking it, cutting it, change-ups, and he wasn't seeing it. It was a bad first inning, but it's tougher when it's somebody that's routinely year in and year out not been good.
We have a little clip we can run of Steven Nelson, Dodgers broadcaster, having fun with the scenario. And, that's what life's about. You got to make fun of the tough times.
2.22 ERA. Ball, strike one.
They were like, yeah, you're going to they basically said on the broadcast after that, you're going to have to wait to make your call longer as the broadcaster, even for the obvious ones, because he might get that wrong. They literally spoke about that on the broadcast. And then later on in that inning, he said, ball 4 for the strikeout. When Freeland was up and took one well off the plate to end the top of the first.
Listen, I'm telling you, it wasn't just the first inning. Watch the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. It was the same thing. There were balls in the dot. They light up when there's strikes. There was, especially at the top of the zone, and I was watching the Angels broadcast. I was watching Wayne Randazzo and Mark Gubazov, and they made the same comments. There was a pitch that was clearly a strike, and they showed the box, and I don't know if it was Wayne or Gooby that said, well, that ball is all the way in the box, not even just touching an edge, and we don't know where it missed. So it wasn't like it was just the first inning. I don't know if we have the scorecard, but it was the whole 9 innings. It was all 9 innings of this.
That's Christmas tree. That's light up Christmas tree there. Just green, red, balls called strikes, strikes called balls. It's not good. I mean, hey, Logan O'Hoppy's out there he's getting big time credit. It's going to his arbitration, a game like that where he has a plus what does it say? Plus 102 runs saved or run advantage for his receiving numbers. Like, oh, they love that. That's huge. Reality is he just wasn't very good last night. He wasn't very good, and it's tough. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of this next year if you're gonna have a game like that.
Hey, so can I say something about this though? Because I want to ask you about Kratzy and Scott about this. So you're talking about the ABS next year, right? And this tapping. So I've been, when I go to the stadiums, a lot of times I talk to umpires. I go in the umpire room and I talk to the umpires and just to say, because I still know a lot of the umpires. So I go in there and say hi and, how's it going, guys? Or I see them in the tunnel and talk to them. And, umpires have been telling me that, especially guys that have been in the ABS down in the AAAs, that catchers, and this is going to sound funny to you, Kratz, but this is something that I never thought about. Catchers were like, say it's the first pitch of the game, and they just box it, but they box it on purpose, right? So it's right down the middle, and they go, and they clank it, or they move it out of the strike zone. And then the hitter's like, damn, do I need to challenge that? And the umpire still has to call it a strike, right? And then the guy goes like this, and then they lose their challenge. Like,
come on.
You ever thought about that? That like the catchers
early
in games box balls on purpose that they know are strikes, but they're kind of borderline. They're like, oh man, right? And then they lose their challenges. And people are saying that down in AAA and stuff that the catchers are starting to do this. That's smart as hell if you think about it.
Wow, I never thought about that. Gaming the gamers like that. Hey, we're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. So I'm interested to see. But that is something I've never heard.
I'd never thought about it, never heard it, but I like the initiative by the catchers, right, Scott? I mean, you got to game the game, right? So if there's
it's a deke,
like if a fastball is coming, you're the catcher, and you're set up away, and it's a strike, and you kind of just you could do that, and then the hitter's like, out of mind, he's like, man, was that really a strike? And they drop the challenge, they lose it, and you do that a couple of times, they're out in the second, third inning. Later on, it saves you.
It's good gamesmanship. That's good deke. Hey, if you get someone to fall for that, just like we see dekes in the field sometimes that look silly, but occasionally they work, and you're like, hey,
but
worth a shot.
But here's the thing, though. From the dugout, everyone's like, hey, that's not a strike. Look how he caught it. Da, 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 da. But in reality, if you're good enough to do it, then people see it and they're like, oh, challenge. Kratz, I know it's crazy, but it could work.
You're also kind of playing. You're playing the. It's almost like a coin flip game. Like it may or may not work, but to me, like all the receiving, not even to me, the whole receiving number is, do you get that 50-50 ball? Because over here, you miss it. Okay, whatever, that's more points, but it's a pitch that's missed a lot less. It's that 50-50 ball right down the middle. If you can accumulate the most 50-50 balls being called strikes, that's where the value is. Not getting this pitch is this far off the plate called a strike, or this pitch is this far on the plate called a ball. It's those borderline pitches. So ultimately, it's going to be about the borderline pitches. But it'll be interesting to see. I've never thought about that, and I'm excited to see some dude just first pitch of the game just oh man, I can't believe I missed that one.
Hey, we love ripping slab packs on Arena Club. I just ripped one in a Ruby pack. Those are fancy schmancy, Kip. And I pulled a Matt Shaw 2023 Bowman Draft Aqua Lunar Crater Refractor card. And guess what? I got a little offer. You get the instant offer right away. Okay. So they're offering me $121 to sell it back, and then I can get a new slab pack. What do I do?
I want to see this thing. Hold on. Look at that. That's a beautiful card. You know what? I think that's a safe bet. I think it's going to make you a little bit of money. I think the more big league time he gets, I'd almost take the deal, though. I'm in it for the chase. I like opening more packs. I think that 121 can buy you a couple more slabs to open. And I think you keep chasing until you get something you really like. But that's the best part about it for me.
That's right. You can sell it back, $121, and then open up another slab pack. Use the code FOUL to receive 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase at arenaclub.com/foul. Framing is still in play. I just want to make that clear because of the 100%. Fact that you can only challenge, it'll only be 2 or 3 times in a game. So let's say you use one early and you're wrong, right? And then you have one left, say, for the rest of the game, okay? Or even if you had 2 left. If it's the middle of a game and a catcher is just a framing monster and it's close, you can't take that risk. You can't take that risk when in the 9th inning, your best hitter might be up. So the framing is still going to be in play. I love the gamesmanship component of this. This is where FT takes center stage. We got 2 catchers on the show every day, and it's going to be the top story in baseball next year.
Here's the thing. Here's also something else to think about, and a lot of these guys that I've talked to have said this. It wears on an umpire. I know umpires do the best they can. Listen, most umpires are really good at their job, and 99% of the games we don't talk about, right? But this new ABS system, mentally, think about if in the first 2 innings there's like 5 of these and they're wrong. And then they're like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? And then it starts becoming a mental thing, like hitting. You go for 20, you're like, oh, I'm never going to get a hit again, right? These umpires in the middle of a game, they miss 4 or 5, and boom, 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 boom. Let's check it, and they're all wrong. To the umpire, man, it's got to get in their head a little bit too. I mean, there's things that I never thought about that are starting to come up, and it's going to be fascinating when this hits.
It's going to be a long game.
I think it'll be good though, because a game like last night, CB has that many. He has 3 wrong in the first inning. Unless you are just completely zoned out and could care less about your job, which I don't think these guys do at all, he's going to lock in, and you're just going to automatically get better.
7 wrong in the first, 19 wrong in the game. So I was going to say, it's not usually going to extend any time, but if there's 19 wrong and let's say a team challenges 12 or 13 of those, I mean, it's going to be a fun watch, okay? Because you're not going to get that very often where there's 12 or 13 going against the ump. That's just crazy in a game like that where you can't challenge every single pitch, but it's going to be fun. A couple questions as we've been talking about this. Bird on the YouTube chat said, are umps required to get eyesight tests? Stupid question, but curious. I mean, they go beyond an eyesight test. No, I mean, they're actually going through an umpire program and umpiring in the minor leagues and getting called up. I do understand once you're up, right? So I don't think they're getting anything retested, but they do give them report cards after every game of how they did. And that helps to decide who's doing what assignments. No, Kratz, am I off on that?
No. Oh, what assignments you mean, like World Series and stuff like that?
Yeah, it doesn't work exactly like this, but they have their grading system. It even includes how you're dealing with people, like how many times you're getting into it with managers and players and all of that. We've talked about this, right? Because we've done World Series postgame shows and we're like, why is this ump behind home plate right now? This guy's got an 87% clip and the best one in the league's 92. Why is the 92 not there? But I'm saying there is supposed to be some type of incentivization that if you're doing a good job by whatever grading system they're using, you will get, maybe an all-star game or postseason World Series. You disagree, Kratz? It's what's supposed to exist behind the scenes.
There's no accountability. Come on, stop. Like 92%, right? That means you're allowed to miss 16 total pitches if you get a 200 pitch game. That's a lot of pitches because not all pitches are called, so there's balls put in play. But just to give you an idea, if there's a 200 pitch game, that's a lot of pitches. That'd be 16 pitches they can miss. The accountability is, and you're never losing your job. And we've seen the guys who are actually in the big leagues, in the playoffs, and they're not always the best umpires. If it was the best umpires, I think you would get more. If there's more accountability, you would get better games called. But some of these bad umpires go to the playoffs and have some of their best scores all season.
You're supposed to get rewarded, but I get what you're saying. And there were 187 decisions to make in the game that we're picking on with CB Bucknor. 187 decisions. So you do impact the game quite a bit if you're an umpire. This is going to at least help things. One more real quick on this. Moral, our problem child, who we have fun with sometimes in the YouTube chat, said, how much time does the hitter have to challenge 1 second ? Or hitter's going to be looking into the dugout immediately after a borderline pitch to see if they should challenge. The whole name of the game here is that you have to immediately make a decision. So I don't know if they said it's 1 second, but it is essentially 1 second.
What I was told, and I'd have to ask a AAA umpire right now, or an umpire that's been doing it. If you view, even if it's in 1 second, and you look over if you're getting any kind of help from a coach, from the dugout, they can be like, nope, no, you can't. Now, if you see it and you're like, oh wait, I want to challenge, then it might have actually taken longer to do that. But if they deem that you were getting help from somebody else, nope.
Okay. AJ, you hearing the same thing? Now I'm thinking about a runner at second base who immediately sees the pitch and does one of those Yankee jumping jacks and says, hey, challenge this.
Yeah, listen, I don't know. This is going to be fascinating. I'm all for this. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be so amazing how many times early it goes like this, how many guys waste them, who gets to use them, when they use them. the gamesmanship, the umpireship, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and for those
That's why I
that were
don't want
complaining last night,
But that's why I don't want full robo-umps either. I want there to be some more stuff going on.
you're going to get that. Last night would go ultra viral for how many times you're going to see teams challenge and win those challenges to correct someone like this. So if you've been waiting for that moment, this will penalize an umpire because you're going to have a friggin' 5-hour game if you're challenging every pitch that they get wrong.